What's going on, YouTube? Culturedog Sam Hatch back here with another Laserdisc related video. I'd gotten a couple things before heading to Texas a couple weeks ago, and then when I was in Texas, I looked into finding some stuff at a local record store, and then when I returned, I had a few things waiting for me in the mail as well, eBay pickups, etc. So I figured I'll show this stuff quickly. Nothing too much, and of course there's some James Bond related stuff, because now I'm slowly starting to look for some of the American releases that I had never gotten before. So one of those was a copy of the widescreen Bond releases, and this is the reissue of Live and Let Die. There was a original version, and you can tell it's got a lot more writing down in this section that had some problems, audio errors, etc. So they repressed it, and the jacket looks different on this version. And it's not quite as easy to come by, so it was cool finding a copy of that in really good shape too. And it does have on the second audio channel, on analog channel 2, it's got the film's music score on there, so that's pretty cool. And yeah, so Live and Let Die. Finally got a copy of that. I need to get the bad copy too at some point. So yeah, I was in Texas, and I was all excited to go to Half Price Books because, you know, Half Price Books, every time I'm looking on Laserdisc forever, all I see is got a bunch of stuff at Half Price Books, got a bunch of stuff at Half Price Books. And so I was like, I'm in the Houston area, let me start hitting Half Price Books. And the first one I hit had a tiny little cube that said Laserdiscs. It had a little insert that was tilted sideways that said Laserdiscs, and the cube was entirely empty. Nothing. So the second Half Price Books I went to, I actually asked the woman that worked there, and it was like I had asked for like wax cylinders, and there was, I think the answer was, yeah, those aren't popular anymore. So yeah. So it was like if I had asked for wax cylinders that had been encased in poop. So no Laserdiscs, except when I went to the Heights in Houston and checked out Vinyl Edge, which is a shop I'd been meaning to check out anyways. It's a largely, obviously, vinyl store that specializes in a lot of cool stuff. They have got a lot of cool metal and stuff, so I was looking for that. So I did pick up a Hellstar CD, Houston band, and they had a Laserdisc player, actually. I think it was a CLD D501 or something for sale. So I was like, oh, that's a good sign. So then I found a pretty decent selection. I think somebody had sold them their entire collection. So they were about, I don't know, $2.50 each. Not too bad. So I picked up a few, and the guy at the counter was wicked psyched somebody was buying Laserdisc there. So that was a much nicer reception than what I got at Half Price Books. I mean, I did get some cool books at Half Price Books, but no Laserdisc. So these I picked up there. It was cool. Laserdisc shopping in Texas. Got to hang out with some lizards as well.
Laser lizards.
Apparently they like Laserdisc just as much as the turkeys do up here. And the first thing I got was Pioneer Special Edition. I didn't know existed. Man, I love Charles Schneer, like Ray Harryhausen stuff on the Pioneer Special Editions. This thing is gorgeous. First Men in the Moon. Love the cover art. I love that kind of very regal stone banner up there. And they usually have a lot of cool, obviously they're in widescreen, but they usually have a lot of cool audio options on here as well. And they're limited. This one I don't think has any isolated music tracks or anything like that. But yeah, nice release in any case. 3 sides, 2 CAV and 1 CLV. But yeah, I couldn't say no to this for $2.50. Heck yeah. And this I picked up for my wife because she's a fan of the band, and I hadn't actually seen this before, and I don't know, I don't really see much about it online now when I look at it, but it came out in 1994. Duran Duran Extraordinary World. So, newer Duran Duran stuff. It seems to have a bunch of stuff from that period. It's got one side, apparently a documentary, and that's pretty cool, and it talks about making of the videos and all that stuff. And then the second side is newer newer music videos from the early 90s. So, yeah, it seems like a hot commodity in the Duran Duran world, so glad I picked that up. And I've been meaning to get this for myself just because I had a friend that had this, and I used to watch this over at his house all the time. I already have it on, DVD and Blu-ray, of course. And I don't have, unfortunately, the special edition that came out later in the 90s, but this one was 1991, Logan's Run. It's just a really cool, gatefold jacket. Had to pick it up. I'm still looking for the one that's got a black jacket and the extra features, but awesome stuff. And I didn't expect to find any addition to the James Bond collection, but there was a very minty looking copy of the 20th Century Fox video. That's the first home video Laserdisc release of Goldfinger. Really, really nice looking jacket, and I'll have to take this for a spin. It does have a sticker on the back I got to get out, but I mean, it's really fantastic condition. So that was it for Texas. I thought about just loading up on stuff. They had a lot of other cool things, but I behaved myself. A lot of sci-fi in general, so yeah, it's right up my alley. But I behaved myself. A few other James Bond related things. I got a lot that had one thing in particular I really wanted. Otherwise, I wouldn't have paid quite as much for it. I mean, it wasn't like a horrible deal or anything like that, but it was very common titles except for one, which we'll see in a second. So this just came in the other day. This one's a little beat up, and there's some like discolorations in the jacket, but that's okay because I already have it. But it's the deluxe letterbox edition of Moonraker. But the one cool thing about this, or different thing about this, is this is an American pressing. The other version I have is a Japanese pressing. So it is a variant, I guess, so maybe I'll hold on to it for that. But either way, that was just kind of gravy in the set. This I didn't have. Unfortunately, there's a little bit of a bend up here in the corner, but it's still in decent enough shape. The 1994 reissue of License to Kill with the poster art there. I like the back art too, very classy, and cool gatefold. So I need to get the other 94 reissues of Dr. No and From Russia with Love and Goldfinger and Man with the Golden Gun. And I started picking up some of the CBS Fox, non-widescreen issues. This one was still in the shrink. They'd started releasing the Bond films under the 20th Century Fox banner, and they only released, I think, 4 or 5. Then they reissued them as CBS Fox video ones. This was the first time it was released as a Laserdisc. The Man with the Golden Gun. Yeah, nice condition jacket. I heard this is time compressed. I'm going to have to look into that to fit it on one disc. But, it says running time 119 minutes, so very interesting. And I picked up A View to a Kill. This one's 2 discs. Unfortunately, it's not a gatefold. It's just, they slip them both in this. Again, I love the artwork here because Zorin and the bad guys are on a blimp behind James Bond and the impossibly Barbie doll like Tanya Roberts. And they're both looking forward at Lord knows what. So, I mean, they're ready to die at the smoking Uzi of Christopher Walken as they're aiming at nothing. I always love that poster art. Anyway, so had to pick that up. And jumping back a little, the CBS Fox disc of For Your Eyes Only. Another 2 disc set. Again, no gatefold or anything like that. And the one thing in that lot that I was actually looking to get is a strange oddity. One, they did re-release the handful of movies that were under the 20th Century Fox banner as CBS Fox videos. They left the cover art the same, except for this one. And for some reason, the newer version is the harder one to come by. And I can't believe I actually saw one, and it was in fantastic shape. From Russia with Love. Normally it's another picture of James Bond facing the other direction from earlier in the film, and this one's got him on the boat towards the end facing off against the Spectre goons. And yeah, super psyched to pick this up. It's got a 1987 date on the back of the jacket there. But yeah, it's in gorgeous shape. There's like a little bit of a stress fracture here, but it doesn't carry over to the other side, which is really cool. Other than that, it's totally sweet. So yeah, From Russia with Love, the hard to find version. And I finally picked this up. I mean, it's a common, but the only reason I never pulled the trigger on it because they cheaped out and they decided to not release a gatefold this time. And it's, that's the only problem with American Laserdiscs, especially when you have those 2-disc sets that aren't gatefolds. The jackets are kind of flimsy and they're easily damageable. And whenever I see this used, it's usually in a little bit roughed up shape. So I finally found a sealed copy that I got wicked cheap. Tower Records wanted $39.95 for it. Tomorrow Never Dies. Of course, I have the Japanese one already, and I need the DTS versions of this and GoldenEye still. But yeah, still in the shrink. Ready to tear it open, and it's got the Dolby Digital sticker there. That's one thing I think would be a kind of worthy thing to add to maybe the Laserdisc database or something, as to what stickers were on certain titles, because if you had THX discs or Dolby Digital discs, sometimes they would have specific identifiers on the shrink wrap, and that's a good way to help collectors avoid titles that are reshrinked and presented as new on the used market. So obviously this one, if it doesn't have like a Tower Records sticker or some sort of sticker, and it doesn't have the Dolby Digital sticker, then you can be assured that it's probably just a reseal. But yeah, so let's open this sucker, and hopefully I can unseal this thing without causing any stress fractures of my own. Let's see if it smells fresh. Ooh, fresh Laserdisc. Love it. I'm glad somebody paid almost $40 for this back in the day. And thankfully, the shrink didn't cause too many edge problems here. You can tell it was a little crushed, but not too bad. But whoa, that's different. Not used to seeing the interior discs in white. These are usually a kind of tannish color. So that's pretty cool. So we got that, and yeah, jacket's in nice shape. There's a couple bits where it kind of got a little foggy from probably the gloss, the way it sat in the shrink wrap. Spine's not blown out or anything like that. I'll take it. It's in nicer condition than I would probably normally find on the open market. So yeah, Tomorrow Never Dies. So that's about it for new discs. I have, as I mentioned before, a box coming from Japan. And other than that, we'll see what other wonders await us. I may trip across something cool on eBay any minute now. Or maybe somebody else on Laserdisc Forever will sell some stuff. But that's all I got to share for the moment. I got to figure out what to do with my cool Dolby Digital sticker. But thanks for hanging out. Hopefully you enjoyed seeing some of these new discs. And hope you're having a great weekend. Cheers, everybody.
Yep, just waiting. Nothing going on. Just waiting around. UPS guy says he'll be here before 8 p.m. by end of business day. Well, I got Laserdiscs that I want to watch, and he's not here. So yeah. Nope, that's not him. Just chilling on this lantern, waiting for my Laserdisc to arrive. I'm all about the classics. Jurassic Park CAV box set, Carnosaur, even some old Gila Monster stuff. I dig it. Yeah, man, yeah, I'm all about the special features, the Criterions, man. I love the Criterions. Oh my god, it's Kevin Kobos Day. I love Kevin Kobos Day. Yeah, he's my favorite. I get a lot of Japanese imports, anime discs, and just things that aren't available here in the States, and it's the best part. It takes forever for the slow boat to show up, but, I'm just sitting here on this bush, so, what do I got to lose? I got a CLZD D704 player, really dig it, and, I'm just, really excited to have a collection of Laserdiscs. I don't really get into Blu-rays and stuff like that, and, the things the geckos are into these days, but I just like the 90s technology, because, I'm slow to evolve, and, let me see if we can get a better view up here. Nope, no truck yet. Pretty sure, though, sooner or later, that postman's gonna come, and I'm gonna be, like, in Laserdisc heaven. It's gonna be amazing. So yeah, you guys, what are you into? You're into that newfangled stuff, huh? Yeah, not me, man. I'm all about those LDs. But, yeah, thanks for hanging out and stuff, and hopefully you guys are, having a good weekend, and, like, why are you watching me? It's getting kinda creepy. Leave me alone. Oh, I think I hear him.